Welcome to Swoon Worthy, the podcast dedicated to movies and series set in historical time periods. Today we're heading to 1950s London and Paris for one of the most uplifting, heartwarming period dramas of the last few years, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. This movie stars Lesley Manville in the title role, along with Lucas Bravo and Alba Baptista. It's a charming, hopeful story about dreams, determination, and the transformative power of a beautiful dress. And of course, we have to talk all about the Dior looks, the gowns, the silhouettes, the craftsmanship, all brought to life by Jenny Beavan, whose costume design earned a well-deserved Oscar nomination. It's the perfect movie for springtime, joyful, romantic, full of je ne sais quoi. And I'm not covering it alone. My guest host today is Sunny, who loves talking historical fashion with me. And this is exactly the kind of film where we can dig into the details, the couture, the color palettes, the 1950s designs, the Parisian fantasy. We're going to get all into it. Hi, Sunny. How are you today?
I'm good, Carly. How are you?
Doing well. I'm just excited to talk about this sweet movie with you.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Oh. Yeah, and what was your first impression of this film? Did it charm you right away?
It did. I mean, I remember seeing the poster for it, and it's got that sort of like collagey, like I don't know, something about the poster design reminded me of like a early 2000s rom-com. And I love Lesley
Hmm.
Manville, of course. So I saw it and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to watch this." And if Paris is in the title, there's going to be some great fashion. So I was like, this is a movie for me. And yeah, I watched it. I loved it. Just fell in love with the character of Mrs. Harris immediately. Ada Harris, right? Ada's her first name.
Yeah.
Yep, Ada Harris. It's just a fairy tale in like the best way. She's just an ordinary gal, a cleaning lady in London, but she's plucky, she's funny, she knows what she wants and she's gonna go after it. And she makes some amazing friends along the way and gets to try on some incredible clothes. And in the end, she finds love too. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a great, great story, start to finish. What did you think? I think I remember you saying you saw it in the movie theater for the first time.
I did. It was on a visit to my hometown to visit my family. And so my mom, dad, sister, and I all went to see it together in the theater. And it just felt like, the perfect feel-good, family-friendly movie for that type of an outing. And also my mom and dad are fans of Lesley Manville. They watched this really random British sitcom called Mum. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. That's so funny.
Lesley Manville is just always amazing. She gives a lovely performance in this. She received a Golden Globe nomination, even. What stood out to you about her portrayal of Mrs. Harris?
Man, I mean, she's just a legend. Like, what an
Yeah.
icon. And I was like worried just because the last thing I had seen her in was as Princess Margaret, of course, in The Crown, the last two
Yeah.
seasons of The Crown. And she's so like regal and like detached in that. And I was like, am I just gonna see Princess Margaret in this, which is like a completely different role and completely different story. But no, like she fully took us along for the ride. She's so funny in this, which
Yeah.
I feel like she doesn't get to flex her comedy muscle really at all in The Crown. And I felt like every like punchline was just delivered flawlessly. She's so funny. I was like laughing all the time. But also like the tender moments when you really
Hmm.
see just like every micro expression on her face, like you ride every emotion with her. And I don't know, she's just like an incredible actress and storyteller. And I really believed Mrs. Harris was like a real person. Like you feel like you know her, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you 100%. Because also this role, I mean, the movie, it could have been cheesy with the wrong person in the role because it is very sentimental and sweet, but you don't get that with her. And you're so right to call out the comedy. The first time I saw Leslie Manville was in the Harlots TV series. And yeah, and she plays Lydia Quigley, the main antagonist, the rival brothel madam against Samantha Morton's character. She's heartless, ruthless, scheming, totally opposite of where we've seen her. I don't know if you've seen Harlots, but it's really interesting.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know she was in Harlots. That's so cool.
She's like kind of evil. So that was my first impression of her. I mean, my first time really knowing who she was. And then I was like, okay, who is this actress? Because she kind of is a scene stealer. And then I realized she plays Juliet's nurse in that 2013 Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. You're
Yeah.
totally right.
Yeah. So
Oh
she's
my
been
gosh.
around. She's been around, but
Yeah,
like maybe not as known until the past few years.
totally. Is she like a series regular on Harlots?
Yeah, she is. She's like the main
Okay.
antagonist for 3 seasons.
I'm gonna start watching for her, I think.
Yes, and she has like the powdered makeup and the powdered wig, which also reminds me that she was in a Dangerous Liaisons TV series, and she's currently playing Mertoy in a West End theater production of Dangerous Liaisons, which also stars Aidan Turner. If you watch Poldark, you know who Aidan Turner is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of whoever gets to go see that.
Right? And then the last thing I wanted to mention is that she received a Best Supporting Actress Oscar nomination for that 2017 movie Phantom Thread. She played the sister of Daniel Day-Lewis's character in that, and she was phenomenal.
Yes, yeah. She was so good.
She's so good. And that's kind of like similar to this story, like it's 1950s London fashion movie. Okay, so we've gushed about Lesley Manville. Of course, we'll talk about the other actors that our main character meets along her journey. But let's just dive into the movie a little bit. So we have our story starting out in 1950s London. I think I also read it was specifically 1957. Oh, because I think 10 years after Dior's doors opened, I think is where they got that. We see she's getting up early, early in the morning. It's still dark outside to go to work. She's that cleaning lady I know you mentioned. Her hair's tied up in the kerchief, and she's just making her way to her daily routine.
You can tell right off the bat that she's like a hard worker and you're rooting for her, right? You're like with her in this journey, like from the beginning, I feel
Hmm.
like. Yeah,
Yeah. And she's crossing a bridge. She like flips a coin. I kind of don't totally get what she's trying to do there, but I think they're trying to set up the story like she believes in luck and intuition, that sort of thing.
totally. Yeah.
She's optimistic. She meets her friend on the bus. They sit together. They're cute. That actress is named Ellen Thomas, but her character name is Violet Butterfield, which is cute.
Such a cute name.
Right? And then we see her, yeah, making the rounds, cleaning people's flats. Uh, Also just kind of like dysfunctional people that she meets, including Rose Williams, who is playing, this is the actress, Rose Williams playing Pamela Penrose, an aspiring actress, waking up quite late in the day, late for her audition. It's just interesting that she's kind of like a caretaker as well as a cleaning lady sometimes.
Totally. I was just gonna say that she's definitely like a maternal figure to everybody that she works for. And she like it's clear she has like personal affection for each of them, as dysfunctional as they may be.
Hmm.
Except for um what's the lady's name again? The one who's like consistently disrespectful to her.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, Lady Dant, played by Anna Chancellor, I think is who you're talking about.
Yes. She was so
Oh,
good in that role too. Like you
yeah.
really just hated her.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, Anna Chancellor is a great actor. She's been in so many period dramas, like I can't even count them all. And then my sister likes to point out that she was in What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes and Colin Firth.
Oh.
Anyways, but yeah, she's we learn quickly that this lady is not paying her. And so I don't know, she's too kind to really bring it up at this point, but she's like making notes and it's kind of an awkward situation.
It is definitely.
But this is her introduction to Dior because she's at the person's house cleaning up and she sees that beautiful purple floral sleeveless dress and her eyes just light up.
I know. It's so funny. I love it happens a couple times where we're sort of like zooming in on her face as she's like seeing all these beautiful clothes and honestly like so relatable to just like be completely seduced by like a beautiful dress or a beautiful piece of clothing. But yeah, she's
Hmm.
so funny in those.
Yeah, she like puts her hands by her face or her mouth, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
cute.
cute.
And then the lady's like, isn't it divine? When in Paris, it only costs 500 pounds. And then I love her like, 500 quid for a dress? Oh my
She
gosh.
keeps it real, you know?
Yeah. But then she can't help but kind of look at herself in the mirror with the dress. It is really pretty, the flower appliques and the sequins and oh my gosh.
She's got kind of like reddish hair, right, Mrs. Harris?
Yeah, like maybe a strawberry blonde or
Yeah,
something.
I feel like the lady's dress would have looked so beautiful on Lesley Manville.
Yeah. Did you want to see it? I was kind of wanting that.
Yes, I was hoping she would like do like a little sneaky fitting while the lady was away or something. I just feel like the color suited her really well.
That would have been really pretty. I did want to see at least someone wearing the dress, even a
Oh my
model or
gosh,
something.
that's so true. We didn't even get to see the lady wear the dress.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No.
Wow.
And the dress has a name, Ravissante by Christian Dior. I read that, not all of the dresses were direct replicas of the Dior gowns. Of course, we'll talk about that during the collection presentation scene. But Jenny Beavan, who is the costume designer, was inspired, of course, by all of Dior's many, many gowns throughout history. And I'm just so curious too, like which ones were direct or not. Actually, I have this book. I have this book, Sunny. I wanted to show you. It's called like the Little Book of Dior.
I was hoping you'd let us take a little look inside.
Yeah, I bookmarked a few pages and I'll have to perhaps like post them. But like this one here is a modern, but like you see the flowers.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you think of Dior, you do think of like flowers a lot of times.
Totally. And that classic A-line silhouette.
Hmm. Apparently Christian Dior always had a fascination of flowers. And
Oh, really?
mhm. Yeah. And so that's why he uses the floral fabrics, embroidered flowers, petals made from silk, that sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. The history of the House of Dior is very interesting.
I feel like I remember I was in a bookstore in New York City and I remember seeing like a graphic novel of his life and
Oh,
I always regretted not picking it up when I was there, but I now I want to go back and try and find it. But
yeah.
yeah, it chronicled his like his early sort of like rise to stardom, and like all the like key moments in his life, and it was like a really beautiful, beautiful book.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. I love when they do that. They do like a graphic novel or comic version of someone's story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then I think just one other note on Dior's history is the fact that his sister, do you know about his sister?
No.
She was part of the French resistance in World War II and received like a Medal of Honor and all that because she was actually taken to
Wow.
a concentration camp. But she always stayed loyal and true. And as much as we do love Chanel fashions,
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's, we won't get into that, but I think it's always interesting to think of these two houses, Chanel being a bit of a, yeah, on the wrong side
Yeah,
of the
I
tracks there.
that's actually what I thought of when you told me just now about his sister.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. What, so did she survive
Hmm.
her
She did.
okay.
She did, but apparently she was like tortured and everything, but she didn't divulge any information and she was awarded for that after she got out. I think she was in there for close to a year in a concentration camp.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So back to our story of Mrs. Harris. So she's got an idea here about perhaps saving up for a dress because she also found out she also got closure recently in the story of her husband. He's finally been declared killed in action. He'd been missing since 1944. So it's been years and she's just been kind of left in limbo and I can't even imagine what she was going through.
No, I can't imagine being in in that position. And so sweet of her friend Violet to be there with her during that moment when they open the
Yeah.
package together and read the like official letter and stuff. But oh
Yeah.
man, that hit me.
Oh my goodness. Because I'm sure there are, similar stories in real life, and it's just crazy to think about. But it was a sweet scene. And then she like takes the ring to the bridge. She keeps going back to the bridge. That must be a moment, a scene where she remembers her husband. But she was playing with that ring really too close to the rail there.
Okay, I literally had the same thought. I was like, maybe don't do that.
Don't, please. Oh my goodness. And
I
we
was
have,
also worried she was gonna like throw it off the bridge. Like that was like her
right.
way of getting closure was to like let go of his like last personal thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, like
I
keep
know.
that.
Same. I was like, that's not a good idea either. Stop. Oh my gosh. And then, we have to mention we we did run into another friend, a friendly face, a familiar face to us who love period dramas and Harry Potter movies. Jason Isaacs. He's there. He's in the beginning of this story with an Irish accent.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Irish accent really threw me off for a second. I got into it by the end, but in the beginning I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was a lot because we know him so well. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And he often plays a villain. So I'm thinking The Patriot, Harry Potter, of course, Captain Hook in Peter Pan 2003, which is a movie we just covered on the podcast. And so, like, I almost didn't trust him at the beginning of this story. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Yes. And he recently played a very like morally ambiguous character on White Lotus as well. So like
Yes.
I have only known him as a villain, like a person in the gray, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was fun to see him in a role like this because you're like, oh,
I know. I liked him in this role, but I didn't trust him at the start. I was like, he's going to, I don't know, do something bad.
that's so funny. I feel like that's such a like metaphor because like obviously Mrs. Harris sees the good in everybody and like the fact that they cast like a well-known villain actor
Oh
like Jason
yeah.
Isaacs like they gave everyone a chance on this movie.
That is so funny. Yeah. It's like a redemption role for him because we don't get to
Yeah.
see him good too often. Oh my gosh. Too funny. But he is like a bookkeeper. There's a lot of gambling in this too, which is interesting. And I looked a little bit into it because I was like, what is she gambling on? So the football pools.
Yes, Carly, please explain this to me. I don't understand how it works.
Well, I didn't look too far into it, but I did. Apparently some of the only legal ways of gambling in this time period were dog races, horse races, and football pools.
Okay, got it.
So I don't know. And apparently, because this is also based on a book. I don't know if you knew that. You may have read that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the book it explains that she and her friend know nothing about football, but they they like to gamble based on intuition and
Okay.
feeling. And you kind of get a sense of that. Like she's like, with the dog racing scene, she's like, "Oh, haute couture is the name of the dog, so I'm gonna bet on." Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so funny.
I don't love horse racing or dog racing at all. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never attended
Mhm.
either, but yeah.
I've always
There's
heard
something about it that feels like a little sad.
it is sad. And my chiropractor, though, he and his family adopted like a greyhound who had been, gone through his racing career
Oh,
and needed to be adopted. And I thought that was really sweet.
that is really sweet. Oh my gosh.
Apparently they make
Yeah.
good pets.
Oh, I'm sure they do. You know, they
Yeah.
probably like lived like a really crazy intense life. Yeah, to just be like a normal dog must be like mind blowing. But
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
always like cry when I see like the retired like
Oh,
racehorse reels on Instagram and like they find their forever home and they get to just like chill out for the rest of their lives and I'm like, oh, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
We like to see the happy stories from those. But anyways, we have a little dog racing scene. She bets all her money because she's really trying to get, she has this inspired idea of, oh, I really want to treat myself and buy a Christian Dior dress from Paris. And she puts all her money on this dog and it just doesn't go well. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, a part of me was like, because you get that fairy tale vibe from the beginning of the film. I was like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, is she going to make it? Like, is this gonna work? So I was like really excited for her, which is why I think like when it didn't, you're like so heartbroken because you were convinced it was like a
Hmm.
sign.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And I love your mention of the fairy tale because when she's always taking care of the actress, she, yeah, she acts like a fairy godmother. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a almost a, the opposite of Cinderella here in this part. She's the one who kind of wants to go to a ball and get a princess dress, but she doesn't have the means right now, but she's doing it. And I also love that scene where she puts on a French record and she's like cleaning the house.
Yeah, I love that too.
That's cute. Yeah, she finds a piece of jewelry in the street and we don't even see her take it to the cops to turn it in, but we'll see that later. I mean, things have not been going her way, but someone comes to visit her to say that her husband was paid after missing in action, and she immediately thinks like, "Oh no, I owe these people money." That was a funny scene.
That was. And like you can kind of see both sides. Like you're like, oh, something good is about to happen, but she like gets so upset and you're like, "Oh yeah, I would totally react the same way."
Yeah, because she's work used to like working so hard just to like make it and oh gosh. But then he quickly explains, no, that she should have been receiving a war widow's pension since 1944. They owe her minus, a little bit of expenses. So
Yeah.
happy day.
Yeah, thank God. I will say I think he needs to work on his bedside manner a little bit.
Yeah. Like you don't even need to say that yeah, totally. That's so funny. And this actor looked familiar, so I looked him up. His name's Freddie Fox, and he was in The Great with Elle Fanning. He plays King Hugo, if you're familiar with that. And
Oh.
yeah, like I think he was like, was he a Swedish king? I don't know. And in Pursuit of Love miniseries with Lily James, which I think is set kind of in the same time period or a little earlier, but yeah. And then a couple things quickly happen in succession to this. There's the cop coming to say that that diamond clip, Sonny, was this a shoe clip?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
That would be hilarious. That's where Araminta's shoe clips ended up.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, that was kind of a full circle moment thinking of our previous discussion on our Bridgerton episode. I don't even know if it was a shoe clip because we still don't really know what it is. But she turned it in, it paid off. The owner wants to give her a reward. And then Archie comes by. He had held back $10, put it in for like a sure thing bet, made her money back and more. Ah, so all of these
Oh.
things are happening. Yay.
It was so funny when like all three visitors like convened in the
Yeah.
courtyard and they were like, what, like so funny.
Yeah, and Archie, played by Jason Isaacs, was a little worried he was getting in trouble with the cops there, I think, for a second.
Oh, wait, was that why he was like trying to leave?
I think so, because he had like money in his hand from his bookkeeping, and like that was probably bad. That was
Oh
what
my
I was
gosh,
getting.
that's so funny. No, you're probably right. I thought maybe he like thought he was intruding on like maybe Ada was dating one of these men and he was like,
Oh,
"Oh, I'm so sorry. Like let me leave."
that could have been it too. Who knows? But
No,
either
I think your
way.
explanation makes more sense because he was like trying to like hide his face and he was like going back up the stairs like this.
That's so funny. Yeah, and then, he says, "Promise me a dance at the Legion," so that'll come back to us in the story. So, yeah, she even writes in her book like widow's pension, diamond, dogs, grand total 582. Yay.
Yay.
She also used the word blimey a couple times. I mean, you hear that in like classic movies sometimes. And Sunny, I kid you not, I work with a bunch of people in the UK at work, and one of them said blimey this week, and I was like loving it
They
because I
really say it. That's
yes.
awesome.
I was like, I've never heard this in real life. I like texted my husband. I was like, oh my gosh.
That is so funny.
Anyways, I thought I'd share that with you. So she's got her $500 and then some for travel expenses. She gets on a plane. That's a comical scene because that man sitting next to her is not amused with her at
No.
all. Poor
He's
thing.
not having it.
Poor thing. She's a little nervous. Makes sense. Probably her first time flying. And then she lands in Paris, but she has to walk from the airport to the city. Oh my gosh. Poor thing.
Yeah.
And she meets some homeless people. They offer her wine and bread. And one of them even walks her to the house of Dior the next day, which is very kind. This is always such a wonderful thing when you see stories and they meet nice people along the way, maybe people you didn't expect to be nice. Like it's always just heartwarming.
No, I feel the same exact way. Something about like acts of kindness in movies, it's like what makes me cry. Like it's not always the sad thing that makes me cry. It's like when people are nice to each other. I don't know
Oh,
if you get that, but yeah, this movie was just like so full of people just being really nice to each other. So
yeah.
yeah, I was like crying the entire time.
Oh, I do feel that. I do. We need our faith and humanity restored sometimes.
Yeah.
And this movie
Um,
does it.
Totally. I did have a funny note about the homeless French people in the train station when
Yeah.
they like whipped out the baguette and like the bottle of wine. Liam was like, "Is this offensive to French people?"
You know what? I would say yes, except for the fact that it's so true. Like I love how people people carry baguettes like loose like that all the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And wine. Yeah, there's a lot of wine flowing freely in France.
I love that.
Yeah, when I studied abroad in the summer when I was in college, we had wine so much, like midday wine.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so I really
gosh.
don't think it is. I think it's true. I do.
Wow. Okay, that's so funny. I feel like that's like the dream study abroad in Paris experience and you had it.
Yes, and I just remember having like warm rosé and picnics at lunchtime because you just do what you had to do.
That's
Anyways,
so funny.
that doesn't sound as appetizing, but it was fun.
Oh, no, memories.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she finally gets to see the House of Dior. Of course, she has to get across some trash in the streets because another thing about France, they're always on strike. That is true too. And the man even says, remember in France, the worker is king. But yeah, Avenue Montaigne. So Dior has been located at this avenue in Paris since December of 1946.
Wow, and to this day.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. That
yeah,
is cool.
it is really cool. The flagship House of Dior there. And we see a model run in and fall on the sidewalk, and Mrs. Harris helps her up because she's, kind woman. She returns the purse to her. She kind of wanders inside the building to return the purse to her. No one stopped her. That was cool. This actress, Alba Baptista, Portuguese actress, fluent in 5 languages, including French, of course. I haven't seen her in anything before this. I don't know if you had,
No, me neither.
but apparently she married Chris Evans in 2023.
No way.
Yeah, they're a
Oh my
couple.
gosh.
Yeah,
Do you know how they met
I
by
don't.
chance?
I don't.
I love those stories, but
Oh,
oh
we'll have to look it up. Okay, well, hold on. Let me just look it up real fast. Maybe it's a
my
movie.
gosh.
How did Chris Evans, meet? They met in Europe while filming separate projects. Sources describe their connection as love at first sight.
No way. That's so cute.
Oh my goodness, that is cute. So she stumbles in to the house of Dior. She's asking where she might find the frocks. And she comes across Madame Colbert, legendary actress Isabelle Huppert. I mean, this actress is so iconic. I've heard great things about the Piano Teacher movie, and I've never seen it. I don't know if you've seen the Piano Teacher.
I have not, unfortunately.
Yeah, but she was also in a Madame Bovary adaptation from 1991. I mean, this actress is well revered, I should say. And in here, she's trying to get Mrs. Harris out the door. She's like, she does not belong. They're welcoming like the fancier customers for their collection and trying to get her to leave. She is right. She has the right to be there as a paying customer. She even pulls out all of her rolls of money. That was funny.
That was so funny.
So then we meet Mr. Favell or Andre Favell, and he just introduces himself as like accounts. This is actor Lucas Bravo. Now, this is a pretty well-known actor right now for Emily in Paris. I haven't seen Emily in Paris.
No, me neither. Okay, is he like the love interest?
Yeah, I think he's one of the main ones in the beginning. He might have a reduced role now from what I've read. Oh, his name is Gabriel in the show. He's a chef in that, and apparently the actor Lucas Bravo was like a sous chef in real life, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
And we had talked about the Merteuil HBO Max show or The Seduction, the English title.
yes.
He's in that.
Okay.
He plays this character Gercourt, and he's like got a wig. He looks so basically what I'm getting to is he looks so different in real life than this character. I like didn't even know this was Lucas Bravo.
That's so funny.
I feel like he's very Clark Kent in this, like with the glasses and like
Totally.
the clean cut, but then in real life he's kind of like a hunk.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, I did
Yeah.
not get hunky vibes from him in this.
Right, like he's very sweet, put together, a little nerdy maybe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like an intellect, like
Yes.
kind of shy, yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely have to look him up, Sunny, because the actor in real life is, I don't know, he just looks so different. I had no idea this was him.
He's hunky.
He's hunky. He's like Superman to Clark Kent. I don't know. That's my
Oh, wow. He's
how I
a
like.
cutie in this though.
He is. Oh, totally. Very charming. I like him. Like and genuine and
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also meet Marguerite, played by actress Roxanne Duran. Her red hair is very vibrant and pretty. I like this actress too. She was in the Marie Antoinette series, which I think you and I have both seen.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yes. She plays King Louis's brother's wife,
Yes,
right? Is
yes.
that? Oh my gosh. Okay, I was wondering where I recognized her from.
Yes, and she's kind of an antagonist in that, but I think she has a change of heart like in the last season. Still, she's a bit of a schemer, so seeing her in Mrs. Harris as a very sweet, compassionate young woman just shows this actress has a lot of range. And she was in season 2 of the AMC Interview with a Vampire series as well. Okay, so back to Dior. There are a few people who seem to be standing up for Mrs. Harris, and they are clearly like, this woman has money, we can't say no. But then Madame Colbert and some of the clientele seem to be a bit more suspicious. One of the guests, La Marquise de Chassagne, invites her to be his plus one for the show and escorts her inside to sit with him.
I thought for a second before we find out that he's the Marquis, I thought he was Christian Dior, and I was really hoping he would like just sweep Mrs. Harris out of the entryway and like into his like private atelier and like let her choose whatever she wanted and it would be like a
Aww,
full like he would be the fairy godmother in that
aww.
moment. But what we got was pretty good too.
Yeah, but I would have liked that version as well. Like, choose from my collection. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And sorry, I'm just like, I made a lot of notes about the actors because I kept recognizing them. So I was going to say something about this actor too.
Yes, oh my gosh. No, I love all of your actor notes, Carly. They're so good.
Okay. So this actor who plays Lamarquis, Lambert Wilson, so he has kind of an American English sounding name, but he is French, but very fluent in English. So he's been in a lot of movies. Apparently he was in the Matrix sequels, which I haven't seen. Yeah. Timeline from 2003, which is this like wild sci-fi, but also kind of period film. And my favorite of this, it's a French period drama called The Princess of Montpensier. And it's like a fairy tale vibes, but historical context. It's from 2010. And yeah, if you love French movies, you love period dramas, it's a little harder to find. You might have to rent it on Amazon, but it's called The Princess of Montpensier.
Lovely.
Yeah, great costumes in that
Ooh, yes.
one. So they sit together and they have a cute little interaction. Like I think she sniffs his flower on his jacket, which is a little like, don't maybe don't do that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But
that was the one moment with Mrs. Harris where I was like, oh, personal space.
I mean, even if you do love roses, like just don't do that. Aw. And then the show begins. So this is, I mean, wow. I can't even imagine what it would be like to sit there and just have all these Dior gowns in front of you. They're in a salon at the atelier and the models come out wearing the dresses and then you get to write the number on your piece of paper, make a note of it. Of course, it starts with the famous bar suit and then many other stunners. Sunny, did you have a favorite, one that made you gasp?
Okay, I knew you were gonna ask this question, Carly. So I rewatched the scene, but even after my rewatch, I have to say the bar suit is just so iconic and so classic and so beautiful. It has to be my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just immediately recognizable. And like
Yeah.
you could wear that today, and like you would be the most put together person in the room.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, okay. So that is, I'm glad you did say that because it's iconic. It's what made Christian Dior famous. And here's the picture from the book.
Oh yes, and the hat I think completes the silhouette, right? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
It is. Also have to say that I love when Claire in Outlander shows up in Paris and she's wearing her version of the bar suit. It's a fun moment. I'm glad they did that.
Yes, that's one of my favorite Claire costume moments for sure.
Oh yeah. See, I thought you were going to say one of the more icy blue dresses.
Okay, those were definitely a close favorite, close second. But yeah, I like
Yeah.
rewatched it. I was like, "Ah, is this a boring answer?" But it's
No.
so good.
Not a boring answer at all. And there are a lot of other like cream and black dresses and suits. There's a few gray suits, like a lemon yellow one at one point,
Yep.
a soft pink one called La Vie en Rose. That was really
Yeah.
pretty. I love the one that our main model girl, Natasha wears. They describe it as dinner dress and champagne satin chiffon, and it's like the the off-white with the black ribbon and bows and the black hat and gloves. Here, I'll show
Oh
you.
my gosh.
Would you this
Oh,
again?
yes. Yes. I think that was Liam's favorite.
Yeah. So I know this is
Yeah.
that to me with it's very white, even though they called it like champagne or something. But the way the ribbons are kind of weaved through horizontally and then the black ribbon detailing, it's just so
It's
pretty.
stunning.
Oh,
Yeah. And I loved Mrs. Harris's reaction to that one.
yeah.
She like cried out.
Oh, yeah. And I think she was also excited to see the model because she kind of like had a little exchange, a little nice moment with her.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah. I think my second favorite has to be Temptation, Mrs. Harris's final dress, the beautiful red dress with the little capelet that she wears over her shoulders. I just think it's so beautiful. And is also kind of like another iconic Dior silhouette, would you say?
I would say, yes. It's elegant, it's very like mature, refined, and this here I flagged this one in the book because this almost reminds me, this is from the 80s or something, but kind of like the same
Yeah.
color and but it's different, of course, but
Oh, totally. I wonder if the costume designers for the film looked at that dress because that's like to me that's like very very clearly inspired.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So I'll post these on Instagram since we are, doing a podcast where you don't get to see it unless you join our Patreon. Um, but yeah, I'll post some of these pictures. And this was for the 60th anniversary, like a tribute collection. And yeah, I'm wondering if Jenny Beavan kind of, you know, went
Yeah.
to these archives too.
And I actually it's so funny. I liked it better on Mrs. Harris than I did on the model.
Yes, no, that's so true. Like it just fits her a little bit more.
Yeah. Did you have a second favorite, Carly? A runner-up?
Well, you know what? I also really like the red dress. I feel like red is one of my favorite colors, and it's almost like that Keira Knightley, Anna Karenina red, which is
Totally.
yeah, like lives rent free in my mind. So I think that, but then, I do love her second choice dress, Venus, the green. Would you call that like a teal green, teal blue?
Yeah, it's definitely got blue in it. I feel like it's too yeah, it's too blue to be emerald.
Right?
But
But it's a
yeah,
jewel tone. It's almost like a jewel tone though.
totally, totally, yeah.
And it is really pretty on her. Of the two, which one do you think suits her better?
You know, it has to be temptation because I remember when she looked beautiful in the green dress,
Oh
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, especially because like we get to see her in it, for the
Yeah.
fittings and stuff, and she looks stunning in it. But something about the way she moves in the red dress, I don't know, like she's so much more confident in the red dress, and I think it makes it more beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what do you think?
I agree. I agree. I would have loved to see her in the green one with her hair done because I loved her hair in the final scene with the red dress. So like, because in the fitting sometimes it's just kind of tied up,
Yeah, no, you're
but
right.
and sometimes hairstyles make the look, but yes. So that was fun. I definitely wanted to talk about all of these collections with you. Another fun one, there's like a dusty red rose with the pillbox hat, and the pillbox hat to me is so 50s, 60s, thinking of Jackie Kennedy and yeah, it was just, oh, and they always finish with a wedding dress.
Yeah.
So, and I noticed that Andre Fauvel, he kind of does a double take when he sees Natasha come out in the wedding dress. He's standing back there watching everything, and we don't know it totally yet, but he's head over heels for her.
Oh, wait, Carly, I need to go back and see that moment because I totally missed it. That's so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Dior comes out at the end of the show and he said, and and Mrs. Harris goes, "Who's that bloke?"
This is
Oh.
one of my favorite moments.
Yes. And then she's like, he looks like my milkman. She's not afraid to say what she thinks.
No, definitely not.
Yes. So, she does want the red beaded gown, but the mean lady, Madame Avalon, is a priority customer who demands exclusivity. So she does go with her second favorite, the green Venus, and she learns the process of, it takes at least 2 weeks to have the fittings and to have this made for the particular person. So she's kind of freaking out, like, okay, I got to give up. But this is one of the moments when they start to band together, like, let's get a telegram to your friend. You can stay with me at my house. Like, so sweet.
Yeah, I feel like that moment, it's originally a novel, correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I feel like that scene to me, I like saw it illustrated as like a children's book where like all
Oh,
the different people are like pitching in with like how to help and stuff with little like speech bubbles above their head.
oh, I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a similar scene is in that Dior graphic novel.
Yeah, oh, yeah, true. Oh.
Cute. And they immediately take her away to her first fitting, but then she's got to go somewhere. I feel tired for her already by this because of the jet lag. And and I think there were like 80, there were like 91 dresses at least that she sat through, so I just feel for
Oh
her.
my gosh.
But then she gets to ride in a little convertible with Natasha to Montmartre, I believe, Andre's apartment, because she goes up those stairs, so I'm thinking it's Montmartre. She does, we've been talking about the fairy tale, her being like a fairy godmother, wanting a Cinderella moment. She's a little Snow White here when she cleans the house for him, the apartment for him.
That's so funny. That's so true. Yeah. Also, I don't know. It was just like so crazy to me that, again, I understand this is a fairy tale, suspension of disbelief, but like the fact that Andre was just like, yeah, come stay at my place. I was like,
Right.
whoa, that is trust.
That is trust. Like, sure, she's like a little, kind of older, more mature woman. Like, she's not gonna beat him up, but you never know.
No, and the fact that she also says yes, like I would definitely not say yes to staying in a strange man's apartment for like a week.
I know, even if you worked those head of accounts at Dior, Sonny.
Right, right. Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe it would come with some perks.
Sweeten the deal a little bit. No, but
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my gosh. And she kind of is playing matchmaker too with the two, Natasha and Andre. I hated it when they banged their heads together. That hurt. Like, that made me hurt.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It sounded a little too real.
And they realize that they're both reading Jean-Paul Sartre. So they're into existentialism and literature, and you can tell they're just perfect for each other. So cute.
Yeah.
Yes. So then, there's not like, I think one thing I read in a positive way is just like, there's not like a lot of super hardcore conflict or drama in this. Like, one of the days she goes to the fittings too late or whatnot, but nothing really bad happens. And that's kind of refreshing sometimes.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I agree. I this is the kind of fairy tale I like.
yeah, it's nice. She in one of the fittings, we learned that Princess Margaret is a customer, and that's kind of funny because the Crown reference, like she plays Princess Margaret in the Crown.
Yeah, that made me laugh, made me giggle.
Yeah. And we see some inside scenes of the atelier, like the seamstresses and their white smocks and the behind the scenes looks. Um, it's really fascinating because nowadays with Instagram, the Dior Instagram account will post videos of them sewing and preparing these beautiful gowns that famous actresses wear. And it's cool that we have this inside look. Of course, I'm sure back then it was so mysterious and like, ooh, what goes on behind closed doors?
Yeah, I feel like that location, like the Dior's atelier, it's such a mythical, iconic sort of room. Like you recognize it immediately, and everyone's in their like white coats and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I did love the moment. I'm so glad Mrs. Harris got a chance to show her seamstressing skills because like she's so talented.
Yeah.
And like we get to see that a little bit in the beginning when she's like mending everybody's clothes and stuff, and she's so good at it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it was like a nice moment of her getting the respect that she deserved, like for her skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she could have fit in there if she wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a really cool point. Like, yeah. And because she shows up late to one of the fittings because she had a little cabaret burlesque night out. Uh, she the tailor, he's like, "No, I don't want to do this anymore." But he gets won over because of her skills there, and they kind of come to an agreement. Like if she helps sew on some buttons, then he'll continue with her fittings and she won't be dismissed. That little sailor dress and hat kind of makes me laugh that she wore in that scene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was cute, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was funny.
It was cute. It like added to the like just comedy of her being like so late and
Yeah,
like her
yeah.
hair wasn't done and she was like so frantic.
Oh, poor thing. She had to like
Yeah.
cross through picket lines and everything.
Yeah. That's like the worst feeling when you're late to something important. Like I think
Yeah.
that's like yeah, that's so relatable.
Oh my gosh. But she did look like she had a fun time dancing. I liked her polka dot dress, or it wasn't even polka dots, but it was like a pattern with the little white dot. You know what I'm talking about. That was
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, that was cute.
Very cute. And Madame Colbert is kind of at odds with her. So she's like, "Where will you wear this dress you desire so much?" She's kind of rude and just, I don't know, you just don't like her in this moment. She says, "A Dior dress is designed to astonish and delight. How will you give this dress the life it deserves?" Whoa. And Mrs. Harris quips back, "It's my dream, and my money is as good as anyone else's." Then when those pink roses get delivered to Mrs. Harris by the Marquis, that's kind of like a haha moment. Madame Colbert's like, "He receives nobody." And she's like, "I am nobody, aren't I?" Oh my gosh.
Icon.
Icon. Yeah. She's gaining confidence throughout this story too, right?
Mm, yeah.
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 She's getting a little more bold. Of course, she always did speak her mind. And we get the inside scoop, Andre doesn't feel like the House of Dior can survive. He even plainly mentions a fairy tale. He's like, we are like a fairy tale, lovely but not real. So, yeah, he's got some ideas, but he's afraid of voicing them to Monsieur Dior so far. And we also learn very definitively he's in love with Natasha, but he kind of says to Mrs. Harris, perhaps it is you who wish to be in love.
Very astute, Andre.
Yeah, because she's trying to matchmake, but like she's the one who's being, we think, well, oh my gosh. So she thinks she's being courted by Le Marquis.
Yeah.
She thinks it's going to be a little bit of a romance. She wonders if she's meant to have gone to Paris to meet someone and let go of her husband, Eddie. But when she goes to the Marquis's home and he prepares English tea for her, shows her like his boarding school picture, and he opens up to her and says like, "You've reminded me of someone. I know we had a connection. It's this cleaning lady, Mrs. Mops at the boarding school." Oh gosh.
This was the one storyline where I was like, "Ah, man, I wish it turned out differently." I mean, of course, if she had ended up with the Marquis, then of course she wouldn't have had that lovely moment at the end with Jason Isaacs. But I was like, oh man, this is so unfortunate and so cringy. And it's so funny too, because this was the one scene that really confused Liam. Because he was like, we finished the movie, and he was like, wait, what happened? Like, I thought she was gonna fall in love with the Marquis. And I was like, what? Why would you say yes to anybody who like told you that they reminded you of Mr. Mrs. Mops?
Mrs. Mops.
I was like, you just offended her so badly. Like, how could
Oh,
you? How do you return from that? You can't really, you know?
no, that was pretty devastating. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like so embarrassed for her and just like frustrated by that scene. The second time that I watched it, I did feel a little bit like I know his intentions weren't bad, you know?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Like this was a woman who cheered him up when he was younger, away from home, so he has fond memories of her, and he was just trying to maybe voice that, but it still didn't seem like in his eyes he thought of her romantically at all, even though we kind of thought maybe something was gonna it's a bit cringy, as you said.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like you can't hate him because like you said, his intentions were pure. Like he genuinely had this connection with her and like wanted to
Yeah.
explain it to her. But obviously because of like where she comes from, it probably like wasn't the most like
Yeah.
sensitive thing to say. And
No.
also, you're right. You're totally right. Like she thought this was going to be something.
Ugh.
So I'm sure she's also like a little embarrassed and disappointed that what she thought was happening like was never happening or was never a reality for him. And that's sad.
It is sad. Like I would have been so embarrassed, and I would have also been like, I don't even want the tea. Just let me get out of here.
Yeah, same, same.
Poor thing. But yeah, but she still has that, gumption about her. So back at the Maison, there are girls who've lost their jobs. She brings them back up and she kind of coordinates a moment where they stand up to Madame Colbert and they even go into Monsieur Dior's office. Of course, she's really just encouraging Andre to talk to Monsieur Dior, like, share your idea about saving the house. And I love what he says there, like a world without elegance, without distinction, without Dior, it's impossible. But rather than the world coming to Avenue Montaigne, there we should send goods out into the world, perfume, stockings, luxury that ordinary women can afford. And, you know, that's what I'm thinking of now. I mean, I can't afford a Dior dress, but I got my little Miss Dior fragrance right here, Sonny. Like, thank
Yeah, I
you.
was just gonna say like I use Dior concealer and it's the best concealer I have.
Yeah. So we fit in that category of like the luxury that we can afford. Like, let us
Yeah.
have a little piece of Dior, please.
Yes. And also, I think, I mean, I don't know if Andre was a real person, but I think his idea still stands true. I think these big fashion houses, like where they make the most money is with
Yeah.
cosmetics and fragrances and, all the little things. That's kind of like the backbone of the business, which is, it is a business in the end, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think I read online that like at this time in the 50s, there were 200 people in the world who could actually afford to do this like haute couture like thing where they go to the shows and sit there and pick out a dress. Like it just wasn't maybe a business model designed to last, even though it is lovely and elegant and kind of, yeah, fairy tale like, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of can see Madame Colbert's upset by this. She's like, then it would not be Dior. She's not ready to accept the new way of the world. This is also post-war still, and times are hard. And we do see they go and visit her afterwards, right? She's dealing with a husband who was wounded or something during the war or sick. And so you also get to feel sorry for her and what she's dealing with. I mean, it's all about many of the people in this story are good-natured, really. It's just like they're trying to deal with things. I don't know. Mrs. Harris is the one who solves all the problems for the most part.
Yeah.
So eventually, Madame Colbert comes to their side. She changes her mind. I think it was when Mrs. Harris was like, women are always the brains behind the operation.
It was so funny. She was like, "Do you think they'll last 10 minutes without you? Like, it'll all go tits up." And Andre was like, "Oh."
It's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here. That was a funny line. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm glad we got that moment though, because like at the end of the day, Madame Colbert is just doing her job,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make her a bad person.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad that that she saw, she finally understood the vision by the end of their conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounded like Monsieur Dior trusted her, had been with her for 10 years as the director. So it makes sense that she was a little hesitant to go forward with the new plan. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. It was good. And then she's the one who tells Andre and Mrs. Harris that she quit. She's headed out of Paris. This is the grand gesture moment. Very Benedict Bridgerton trying to go stop the woman he loves.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
So a couple Bridgerton references in this, but it's just the way our mind works nowadays. Oh man. They full circle moment. They meet the homeless men again at the train station. They call her Madame Dior, which was cute. Ask them if they've seen Natasha. Oh, there she is. And yeah, kind of a nicely solved moment, like nothing too crazy. They talk about existentialism for a bit. They kiss. There you go.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, Andre and Natasha.
Also, I love that we get to see Mrs. Harris's friends again at the at the
Yeah.
train station.
Yeah, they were really fun. I liked their scenes. And then, a final fitting with the green dress, then she's back home. So her 2 weeks in Paris are over. Of course, she's home for just a hot second when knocking at the door. It's Pamela Penrose, the aspiring actress again. And by the way, I have to mention Rose Williams. She is a period drama actress from Sanditon and Rain, the series Rain.
Oh, who was she on Rain?
She was Claudel. Um, what was her last
Hmm.
name? Claudel de Valois. And
Okay.
yeah, and we've never seen her with like this like platinum blonde hair before, I think is what's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, her face looks so familiar, but I just like couldn't place her.
Yeah. She's usually played, well, in Sanditon, she plays such a sweet character. And so this is just like, oh, she's so annoying in this. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
She's just kind of like, woe is me. She's whining.
Yeah.
Her dress is stained. I'm going to meet a movie producer. And Mrs. Harris cannot just be the nice woman. I mean, she has to be the nice woman that she is. Gives her the Dior dress.
I
Oh,
know. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And of course she does, because she's Mrs. Harris and she's
Ugh,
like the nicest person ever. Would you have given her the dress, Carly?
this is hard. I don't think I would. I don't think I could. This is a big ask. She worked so hard to pay 430 pounds for this dress.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't think I could have done it. Just because I know that she wouldn't have taken care of it. Like, we've seen
Right.
how careless she is in the past,
Right.
and like, she doesn't have respect, for her things. That first scene that we see her, and like Mrs. Harris has spent the entire morning cleaning after her, and then she just goes back into the living room, starts throwing things around again. You're
Ugh,
just like, oh, she just cleaned that. But
right.
yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have trusted her. I would have been like, okay, let's try and figure out how to make the best of like what you have right now, but no way you are going
No.
to take my dream.
Oh my
Like it was her
gosh.
dream and she took it away and burned it to a crisp.
That moment, that careless moment, putting on her lipstick, the heater. Oh, it was so terrible. And luckily, this is a happy story, so things work out. So, oh yeah, and like to see the dress the next day crumpled and it looks just ruined and burnt, and then that letter of what happened the night before, like she didn't apologize or offer to reimburse or anything.
Nope.
It's
Yeah.
just tragic.
No, my heart just dropped when I saw the
Mhm.
dress. Like you kind of know something bad might happen, and then you see the dress and you're just like, ah, darn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brutal. And I mean, granted, she did look pretty in the green dress and the pink
She did
gloves.
look beautiful. Yeah, we'll give her that. She did look smashing in that dress.
And she got the press photos, and that ends up being like a good thing in a way, right? Because the newspaper, Starlet in Dior disaster. Um, you know, we'll see that, but let me hold on to that for a second. She takes the dress back with her. Sunny, she does go back to that bridge, and this is what she tosses
Yeah.
into the water. Would you have tossed it into the water though?
No, are you kidding me?
Salvage something of it,
Yes,
right?
there's so much fabric in that dress. You could have definitely made something else with it. And like Mrs. Harris, as we know, has skills. Like she could have, I think I understand though, like for her, it was just so devastating. She
Yeah.
just like couldn't look at it and she just needed to let it go. So I get it, but I was also like, wow, what a waste. That sucks.
Yeah, because it was just like the front part. Like, come on. I think she was just itching to throw something in that river. Whether it was a ring,
Oh my
a
gosh,
dress.
that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Too many fake outs with that bridge. Anyways, but you know, she she does learn from this. She says, "Them days are over when you can treat people like scum and expect loyalty in return." So she goes to Lady Dant, puts her notice in and says, like, I require full and final settlement of the account by the end of the week. So good on her for doing that.
Yeah, thank God.
And then a package arrives, a huge silver box with the pretty Christian Dior ribbon. Oh, and a dozen of many dozens of roses. I don't even know how many. It was a lot. And they all chime in with the voiceovers for this letter. You know, they were troubled by the photo they saw in the society papers. They knew her nature and knew she was so kind that she had loaned her dress. They also explained that Madame Avalon's husband got in trouble with the law, so she failed to make her payment and attend her final fitting. So we know what's happening. They kept her measurements. And I like the note where they're like, and we know you have the skill to make any final adjustments yourself. The beautiful, sequiny, beaded red dress is hers. Hooray.
Just as it was meant to be.
Her first choice. It was meant to be.
Yeah, yep.
Yay. And we don't even see the dress yet. She just kind of like holds her hands up to her face in disbelief. And, she got those beautiful roses, which were Princess Margaret's Delight, the roses named, which is cute. And I like also the mention of the publicity resulted in an increase of orders for Dior.
So funny.
Like, okay, we'll take it. So Cut to the Legion dance, which had been referenced a few times by Archie and Violet, her friends. Mrs. Harris descends the staircase in the fabulously glamorous red dress. It is her Cinderella moment. She's no longer a fairy godmother, she's Cinderella.
I love a Cinderella moment, an entrance. I mean,
Yes.
of course, we just saw it with Yaron Haas, Sophie Beck.
Yeah.
But it made me think of all the other ones, like the classic Cinderella from like 1950,
Yeah.
and I think of Emma Watson as Hermione Granger coming down the stairs
Oh,
in Goblet of Fire,
yes.
and what's the other one? Oh, recently. I feel like it wasn't quite a Cinderella moment. Do you watch House of the Dragon, the
Oh
Game of
no,
Thrones spinoff?
I haven't.
Okay, no worries. But there is like a similar like powerful, beautiful moment of like a young woman descending the stairs in like a beautiful emerald dress, and everybody
Mm.
looks at her, and it's like a very cool moment. And yeah, I don't know. I love all of them.
Yeah, there's something about it when all eyes are on them as they walk down the stairs, you know, the suitor perhaps. It also, I mean, you can't not think about the 90s classic She's All That with Rachel Lee Cook in the red dress and she stumbles. But no stumbling here, no stumbling here.
No, no, yeah.
Oh my gosh, speaking of Cinderella, Jenny Beavan, the costume designer for our film today, also did Ever After. Of course, Drew Barrymore's masquerade ball look. I know it's a favorite among our listeners. Yeah, Jenny Beavan really knows how to create a magical Cinderella moment in that movie and in this one. And Archie, Jason Isaacs, comes over and says, "You seem different." And she's like, "Oh, it's haute couture." And he's like, "No, it's not the frock. That's lovely and all, but it's you. You're just beautiful. You've always been beautiful inside and out, but there's a new spark." And so she of course has to say je ne sais quoi. Um, and he calls her the loveliest girl in the room. She pops the capelet off of the dress, and he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
oh."
and she looks so beautiful in it.
She really does. And I love her in the previous scene with the model. I noticed she was wearing black shoes. I really love her red shoes with this dress. Like, I don't know. It's like the perfect red.
Totally.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And the black gloves, a simple beaded black necklace, her curled hair. She just shines. Exquisite.
Yeah,
And they dance, and it's a lovely, lovely final scene.
it really is. Yeah. And she did get to wear it, because we heard Madame
Yeah.
Courbet say, "Where will you wear this?" She got the best chance to wear it, and she had her moment. And yeah,
Yeah.
just so lovely.
It's so lovely. And you picture this crowd that she hangs out with. Also her friend Violet gets a dance partner, the bus driver from earlier.
Yeah.
You get the feel that it's like a working class community. So to them, this ball is probably something really special, a night out. And they're all beautifully dressed though and elegant. Of course, she just looks absolutely like the loveliest girl in the room. But she doesn't look like too off either. Like I noticed, like it doesn't look like she's wearing like pearls to the grocery store. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, exactly. No, I noticed that too. Everybody looked their very best, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So I thought it was a nice touch. They probably had to like try to balance it well with the overall scene, and I think they did it really beautifully.
yeah.
And there you have it, folks. That really is the end of our movie, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I did want to say that this has been on my watch list forever and I haven't seen it yet. There is a 1992 TV movie starring Angela Lansbury of Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Did
Oh
you
my
know?
gosh. No, that's on my watch list now.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I wanted to watch it before this and I just ran out of time. There's also a German language 1982 version and a TV episode from this like anthology series that ran in the 50s. And what's interesting is that was from 1958 and the book, the novel's from 1958, Paul Gallico. So they very soon after the book came out, they put it on like a TV show, which was kind of fun.
I feel like it's a very adaptable story.
It is. And did you know that the actual title, did you see it written? It's not Mrs. Harris, it's Mrs. Aris, like Arris, like the way like a Cockney accent would say it.
No way. Is that true?
Yeah, Mrs. Aris goes to Paris.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Wow.
But I feel like this, adding the actual H, it's a little more like digestible for modern audiences, I think.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder like what the tone of the Have you read the original novel?
I haven't.
Yeah,
No.
I'm very curious what the tone of the original novel is because I feel like this adaptation with Lesley Manville is very much like a story of like female empowerment and,
Yeah.
being seen and being, earning respect or not even earning respect because I feel like she teaches us that like respect should be given no matter what, like no matter what your background is.
Yeah.
Which I love. Like I love this movie. But I am curious to know if that's because now that like you say the original title and stuff, it's very like it's very unserious.
Yeah, right, right, right. Okay, we have to, take this away, maybe read the novel, watch the old versions. We'll come back to our listeners and give our opinion or something one day.
It's so funny.
There are a couple of TV series that come to mind when talking about 20th century fashion. I mentioned earlier the pillbox hat, made famous by Jackie Kennedy. That was designed by the fashion designer Halston. And I really liked the miniseries starring Ewan McGregor that told his story. Also, there's a 2016 Amazon series called The Collection about a fashion house in post-war Paris. That's always been on my list, but I haven't seen it just yet. And then when I think of movies that are similar in vibe to Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, have you seen Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day from 2008?
Oh my gosh, that sounds so familiar. Who is in it?
Yeah, so it's Frances McDormand who plays Miss Pettigrew, and she's kind of like a down on her luck, unmarried woman who meets some fun characters, and it's Amy Adams and Lee Pace.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I have seen this, but I
It's
love
hard.
all three of them.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to find. Like it's never been streaming, which is like driving me nuts because I think it's such a sweet, whimsical, fun movie just like this, heartwarming. And Amy Adams is amazing in it. And I actually saw this one in theaters back in 2008, but I just really wish they would put it on a streaming service so more people can enjoy it.
I really want to see this now. Yeah, I love this. I love this kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it remind you of any others that you've seen before? I
For some reason, my first thought was Paddington.
you know?
Maybe it's just the British
The British.
connection.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like your average guy, your average gal, just like kind of going out there and like being nice to people.
Or average bear.
Yeah, or average bear. Yeah, I don't know. I love like classic like storybook type
Yeah.
stories like this where it's like the plot is very linear.
Yeah.
You're like your heroine or your hero, they go on this journey and along the way they make a lot of friends and in the
Yeah.
end there's like a triumphant moment and not too many bad things happen. Yeah.
Right. You're not stressed. I mean, like you'll have little moments where your heart kind of drops, like I think you m mentioned, but it's not like it's quickly resolved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also just thinking, I looked over at my DVDs. I still have a few DVDs, believe it or not. Funny Face. Have you seen this with Audrey Hepburn?
Oh my gosh, of course. Yeah.
Red dress moment coming down the staircase.
Totally.
But, she also goes to Paris and there's some philosophy, existentialism built in there. I mean, this is one of my favorite Audrey movies just because it's so silly and fun and it's Audrey.
Yeah. That's the one
So,
she dances in, right? Where she
yeah.
has like a ballet scene. Yeah.
Yeah, with Fred Astaire and like the wedding dress. Yes. Oh, she's so wonderful. Yeah, so I just wanted to, yeah, see if we had any other movie recommendations and maybe our listeners after hearing this episode could reach out to us on Instagram and be like, "Oh my gosh, this movie, especially if it's set in a historical time period, let us know. We'll cover it on the podcast.
So I will say, like, I loved the makeup looks in this. Like, it was just so classic French makeup, like the black eyeliner and the red lips. And I don't know, I loved to see that, especially on Marguerite and Madame Courbet. I don't know, they just look so French.
Oh my gosh, yes, love it. And we didn't talk about our final glimpse of Natasha and Andre. I love it. She gets her hair cut in a cute little bob, but she still has
Yes.
she still has the bangs, and she has like a black and white striped shirt, very Parisian, hops on the moped or whatever with Andre.
Yeah, we didn't chat too much about her, but she's got such a classically beautiful face. Like
Yes.
she looks like she was lifted out of like a Dior sketch from the 1950s. I don't know, she's just got that look. She's so pretty.
Oh, totally. And her makeup too, like yeah, she's perfectly 50s. I love her cute little curly ponytail with the fringe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's quite Audrey Hepburn, I feel
She
like her
is.
vibe. Yeah.
And then my husband, he didn't watch this with me. I know Liam watched it with you. Tristan comes in and he says, "Is that Ariana Grande?" I think because of the ponytail.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Uh,
But for our listeners, husbands like this movie. I think Sunny, you said Liam liked this one.
yes, Liam really enjoyed this one. He gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd, which is very high, let me
Very
tell you.
nice.
So yeah, it's there's something in it for everybody, I think.
Agreed. Sunny, thank you for swooning over this movie and Dior Haute Couture with me.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much for having me. I'm so glad we got to cover this. It's one of
Yay.
my favorite movies, so yeah, a
Oh,
pleasure.
yay. And thank you to our listeners for joining us on this journey through London and Paris 1950s for the sweet, uplifting story. I'd like to ask you all to like and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, YouTube. We have a Patreon channel where you can actually see the video of us talking. It'll feel like you're in the room having a chat with us, and you'll get to see some of these pictures we hold up on the screen sometimes. Please give us that 5-star review if you are a fan of Swoon Worthy. That'll really help us. If you know of a friend or family member who would like Swoon Worthy, the podcast, please send them the link. We just want to keep growing. Catch you next time. Bye.